world, I swore my soul was still with pride. Like Tony Hawk, I got no choice to stay all on my grind. I'm like Lucifer, cause all he try to do is just divine. Yeah, calling out to Yahweh, I'm not perfect, I'm gonna make mistakes. But every time I fail, it's Father God that got me off my face. The Bible say when pride comes, the next thing that comes is disgrace. So I depend on God to tie my shoes to help me win this race. I don't know why I put all my trust in the people that switch. But the Bible says show all my enemies love, so I just show them love, but I promise that's it. Validation, I don't even need it. As long as I'm staying with Jesus, I know I'm legit. Don't know too many people that's gonna spread the word and make a hit. The devil schemes, I kill him softly. He can't boss me, roll my dice like this Monopoly. I had a friend say God ain't real. I told that boy that's when you lost. That Holy Spirit got my mind, so check out every beat I want. And he renewed my vision, I see telescopic. Yeah. Got about the world. So of course Leon gon' change. Man, of course I ain't stay the same. And of course I lost my friend, but look at Christ, that's what I gained. Yeah, my life's something like Impala, the way I be switching lanes. Ever since I found out Jesus saves, all my emotions had to die. Stuck all in the world, I swear my soul was still with pride. Like Tony Hawk, I got no choice to stay all on my grind. Like Lucifer, cause all he try to do is just divine. Yeah, calling out to Yahweh, I'm not perfect, I'm gonna make mistakes. But every time I fail, it's Father God that got me off my face. The Bible say when pride comes, then the next thing that comes is disgrace. So I depend on God to tie my shoes to help me win this race. Yeah. Help me win this race. I depend on God to tie my shoes to help me win this race. Yeah. I depend on God to help me win this race.
Take me high, I've been low, yeah, yeah. Give me life, it's so hard to cope, yeah. When I'm lonely, when I'm hurting, yeah. Through through the furnace, yeah. Take me high, I hate this feeling. When my soul is low, I look to the hills, yeah. When I'm lonely, when I'm hurting, yeah. I call on you. Yeah, still, when I lose control, it's so hard to cope, yeah. But this one thing I know, through the highs and lows, yeah. Nah, never where you lead, never where you go, no, still. Lord, if I'm honest, I get paranoid, feel like every time I get a blessing, I feel a curse coming. Reload, these roads dangerous. Every time I think about the past, I turn stomach. More times more than that, it's hard to forgive myself. Yeah. Every time I have a nightmare, it feels real. Pacing, mind racing, anxiety. Cold sweats, late nights, saved by angels, please. Leo, Caprio, lost in my range. Yeah. Every time I fall in love, it feels like the first Sunday. So every time I see my exes, I write a verse on it. I probably never release it, but I release all my burdens on it. When I get lonely, I just press play and then max the volume. Yeah, keep me high, I've been low, yeah, yeah. Keep me light, it's so hard to go, yeah. When I'm hurting, yeah. To the fire, yeah. Take me high, I hate this feeling, yeah. When my soul is low, yeah. When I'm hurting, yeah. You think we're starting, yeah. Oh, yeah. We be too fascinated with money, chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get it. You can have it, but what about spirit? There's no country but godless with systems to go against everything that is proficient. People suffer from lack of the wisdom. I'm shining my light to all colors like prisms. No excuse to remain in your ignorance. Once the foolish became a decision. Generational, my woeful precision. Through the most high, his kingdom is building. I'm approaching this thing like a mission. See, this Bible is more than religion. They don't see there's a point that they missing. So they perish for lack of division. Hey, that shit slap. Becoming earning for my children. I'ma jump the hurdles, ain't no tripping. Yes. Could be different. Ain't no wearing girdles what we live in. Get it, waste girdles, people living. Listen, the next person is a mission. So leave an inheritance when you finish. We be too fascinated with money, chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Hey. Don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get it. Hey. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Hey. have it, but what about spirit?
Hey.
Back, either fearing them when you hearing them. In the heaven, that's where I get love at. Ain't no variance with superiors. Keep your debits, I do not need none of that. Ain't no villain that's interfering. This with the credits, yeah, I done got plugs that be experienced with experience. Just the Tommy and B&B funding, them boys can get it right if you serious. See, I obviously chasing the numbers while we stir the web, no Miriam. See, they doing it for the wrong seasons, but it's like vanity, I didn't mirror it. And they doing it for the wrong reason. If the spirit ain't in it, you missing the. We be too fascinated with money. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get it.
Hey.
Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get it. You can have it, but what about spirit? I say they be too fascinated with money. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get
Yeah.
it. Be too fascinated with money.
Yeah.
Chasing dollars but don't have the credit.
Yeah.
Get some knowledge and learn how to get it. You can have it, but what about spirit?
Yeah.
You be too fascinated with money.
Yes, God. I found some really, really good like Christian trap and like because that's why people fall back into the world because they're not replacing things of the world with things of God. And I'm grateful that people are making music that satisfies that need for an uplifting beat, but the lyrics aren't demeaning. The lyrics aren't, satanic. They're not none of that. Um, Y'all know I am back in school. I have been back in school for like almost a year now. Spring term will be a year, and then I'll officially have 1 year left. So, I am in African American literature this term, and I'm in psychology 202. Y'all know that I did psychology 201 in spring. And so I came back for psychology 202 because I have to do it in order, to get my psychology credits. I also added swimming to my schedule just because I need the PE credit anyway, the health PE credit, and it serves as an elective credit as well. So I can use it both. It fulfills the PE credit, but it also fulfills the elective credit as well. So I do have plans on doing like jewelry making. I'm gonna take the swimming class. You can take it up to 3 times. So I'm gonna take it 2 more times after I pass. Um, African American literature has been very interesting. Y'all know that I rededicated my life to God last year. Well, yeah, I started on the journey September of last year, but I actually rededicated my life this year in February. And so being in literature, in African American literature specifically, has helped me deal with walking out the fruits of the spirit and the word of God in real life. It's one thing to claim that you believe in God. It's another thing to actually walk out the scripture on a day-to-day basis. And something that I have been thinking about lately is y'all claim that y'all believe in God. We claim that we believe that God is going to come back. But at the end of the day, nobody can promise that they're going to wake up tomorrow. Nobody has the power to stop their heart or restart it again. So for all you know, you really just might meet Jesus tomorrow. Like, why are we sitting up here acting like, oh, we got to wait. We got all this time until the rapture comes back, until Jesus comes back. And in the meantime, you're going to live like shit. You're going to treat people like shit and not even know that if you drop dead in your sleep tonight, you're going to be meeting God and you're going to be judged for everything that you're doing. And my main thing was always, well, not always, but my main thing lately has been if I was to die in my sleep tonight, would I be okay with the life that I led and the day that I had today? And I could say, for the most part, no.
Lately I have been intentionally thinking about how I think, thinking about the way that I speak, thinking about the way that I treat other people who are supposed to be God's children. If all of us are made in his image, why are we going around treating each other so shitty? So, it's always the question to be begged. If I was to drop, if I was to unalive and drop dead today, would I make it into heaven based off of my actions today? And I know for me that would be a no. And I know for a lot of y'all that would be a no. I have seen some really crazy shit. I've heard really crazy shit, and y'all run around and laugh about it, and oh, she dragged her, she drug her. Ooh, yeah, it's about to be a dragging. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. And at the end of the day, if you were to drop dead in your sleep, would the Lord be glad about you dragging a bitch, or getting her by her baby hairs, or any of that shit? Like, it's weird. I feel like a lot of us need to be focused on being better people and stop talking about it and doing it. That is why I stayed away from YouTube. That is why I'm not in those spaces anymore, because for me, it's the same correlation as you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. So if I'm not around people who are actively trying to live, a sin-free life, I know that the Bible says that, anybody who says that they don't have sin is a liar and all of that. But after you have been saved and you have said that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, and you have repented, there is a very realistic way of living a sin-free life. It is very simple. 9 I would even say, I would beg to say 99% of the stuff that we sin and do are things that we could control and stop. Nobody is forcing you to open your legs and have sex with men who you're not married to. Nobody is forcing you to have sex with men, let them nut inside of you raw, and then get pregnant by them and then have the baby. Nobody is forcing you to do that. Nobody is forcing nobody to get online and dox and drag and do all these extra things. Those are choices that people are making because they are living in their flesh. Oh, they pissed me off, so I'm gonna try to get them back. Oh, they reported my page, so I'm gonna talk shit about them, and I'm gonna drag kids and everything else into it. But then when somebody does it back to them, then it's like they're crying tattooed tears, and they want the whole app to go after this person. But you kind of get what you give. And so I really would beg to say that 99% of sins that most of us, every single person commits, are sins that we literally could have stopped. Nobody is forcing y'all to go around and meet these random ass niggas and claim that you're in love, and then the nigga end up doing something. Like, it's weird. It's weird. The fornication, the lust, the lying, the idolatry. A lot of y'all spend more time on this app than you do in a heart posture, in a prostrate position, praying to God. When is the last time that y'all have got down on your knees and actually prayed to God with no type of distractions in the background? So yes, that's a form of idolatry. If you're waking up and the first thing that you do is look at your phone and get online and kiki and cackle with other people about stuff, and not pray to God. And I'm not talking about, oh, thank you, Lord, for waking me up, and then just going about your day. A lot of y'all don't even spend more than 5 seconds with the Lord. But yet, when it comes to, online stuff, y'all don't have no problem spending an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, 2, 3 hours, talking about people who you claim that you don't care about, but y'all claim to love God so much, but won't even spend 15 solid minutes with them. So then that's when I beg the question, who do you love? Bitch, who do you love? Like, I'm just so serious about it. And when you actually start taking the time out to seek God the way that you're supposed to, a lot of this stuff will fall off. A lot of the stuff, you will start to like what God likes, and you will start to dislike what God dislikes. I'm not in the mood to sit up and listen to people argue all day. I'm not in the mood to listen to people dox and call the police on each other and, talk about people getting evicted from their homes and people like talking about putting people in jail. And it's just like really, really crazy because anything can happen. Like houses could burn down. A lot of these houses are older. They haven't had the proper maintenance. So if your pilot light on your gas on your gas furnace, catch on fire, it's going to be a lot of tattooed tears. So I always beg the question, if you were to drop dead in your sleep tonight, were the actions and everything that you've done today get you into heaven? And no. And that's why it's easier for people to sit up and say, "Oh, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in heaven. I don't believe in Lord. It's all these rules and da 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 da, and it hasn't done nothing for me." It's too much because you don't want to let go of your flesh. You rather do what you want to do when you want to do it instead of leaning into God's understanding. You want to lean into your own understanding. And that is why a lot of y'all are stagnant and stuck in these same ass positions. And y'all can try to say, "Oh, I'm happy and I get money and I do this and I'm getting my titties done and da 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 da." But at the end of the day, a lot of y'all, when y'all put y'all kids to sleep and they go to bed and y'all are in the shower in the bed by y'allself, that's not the same tune that y'all are singing when y'all are in the bed by yourselves. It's all of a sudden all this depression and postpartum and all the rest of this shit. Had y'all not ran around? See, the funny thing about it is that although I don't judge, I know myself. When I left the hospital after I had my son with a birth control, and I told myself I was not getting pregnant again until I was married. And guess what? It has not happened. It is a choice. It is a choice for people to roll around listening to whatever the fuck sweet nothings a nigga put into their ear. And instead of asking God for understanding and discernment, you wanted to go after what you wanted to do because your pussy was wet. Now you sitting up here complaining, dealing with the consequences of what you did when you could have just sat your hot ass down somewhere and waited for God to send you somebody. See, the thing is that I don't have a whole bunch of kids by a whole bunch of niggas and taking care of them by myself, overwhelmed. I'm cussing people out. I'm frustrated because I don't have no help. The help that I was supposed to have is on drugs or drunk or whatever the fuck situation y'all be in. But at the end of the day, take some accountability for that. So I have been I'm up and down, I have mainly good days, but I have, in between days too, especially when I feel overwhelmed. I'm going to the all these I go to school every single day now. It's not just twice a week. I wanted to try to graduate earlier, so I took on another class. And, I have my days of feeling like, dang, I wish I had the help that I needed. And dang, but I honestly really do believe that God does not give us more than we can bear. So once I started getting people out of my life that meant me no good, that didn't pour into me the way that I needed to be poured into, like my ex, like, you can't, like, there's certain people you can't call them when you have a problem, but whenever they have a problem, they'll call you. They don't call you to see how you're doing. They don't call you to wish you Merry Christmas. These people don't call you to wish you Merry Christmas. They don't wish you Happy Hanukkah. They don't wish you Happy Easter, but they will call you when they have a problem and when they need some money. And there was a few people like that in my life that I just had to get rid of. And because I've gotten rid of those people, I'm not being drained the same way that I was. Not only are you draining me financially, you're draining me spiritually. There's certain people when they call, you just roll your eyes as soon as you see the contact pop up on your phone. So why even have those people in your circle. You can pray for people from a distance. You can pray for people. You could pray for their kids. You could pray for all of that. But at the end of the day, for it to be a conducive relationship, just like the word of God says, two people cannot walk unless they agree. So if you're in some fuck shit and there's always negativity running around you, people always dying around you, people always getting fucked up around you, people are in addiction around you, nothing is stable in your fucking life, not even your hairline, like that's a problem. And I'm not allowing people that have so much going on where they're fucked up to end up contaminating me, because spiritual contamination is a real thing. And leaning into my flesh and feeling like, oh well, they need my help, or oh well, maybe I don't want to leave them because I need a support too, and I know how it feels. Man, fuck all that bullshit. Because at the end of the day, from a distance, it looks like you agree with the shit that they're doing, and from a distance, two you can't tell two fools apart. So if I'm trying to get clean and sober from alcohol, and I'm running and I'm staying outside the bar, standing outside the bar, people are going to think that I'm drinking. It makes no sense. So you have to change people, places, and things. It doesn't mean that you can't pray for people or wish them the best, but it also means I don't have to answer my phone. I don't have to help them. They need to figure it the fuck out, because what were they doing before they met me? They were fine before me, and they will be fine after me. And once I made the decision to let go of people who were draining, or not even draining, but if you're on the phone with somebody and then you get off the phone and then you didn't get anything from it, there wasn't a revelation, there wasn't understanding, it was just like, what the fuck, like you could have did without that conversation, that means that you could have done without that conversation, so it means that we don't need to talk. Like, I don't understand trying to straddle the fence the way that a lot of Christians do. And that is what being lukewarm is. You either make the decision to follow the will of God, or you're going to follow your own. And in that understanding, I knew that there were people that I needed to let go of. We don't have anything in common. Nothing is conducive. If I'm trying to set myself up to meet my kingdom spouse, if I did meet my kingdom spouse, what the hell would he think about the company that I'm keeping? If he's a man of God and he has a purpose and he's purpose driven and he loves the Lord, and he finds me attractive and wants to get married, but then realizes that I have a bunch of friends that are out here being raggedy, they got a whole bunch of motherfucking kids by different ass motherfucking niggas, they're still fucking, they're still fornicating and doing all types of weird ass shit, and fully in sin. They don't care about the sin. They don't really even feel bad about the sin. They just chalk it up to, oh, well, it is what it is. God understands me. God knows my heart. No, bitch, that's a fucking excuse to do what the fuck you want to do and not have any accountability for you being a sinner because you want to be a sinner. I don't know why we're sitting up here acting like we're forced to sin. Somebody forced your legs open and made you fuck a nigga that you're not married to. That's not happening. You followed your flesh. Your pussy got wet. That nigga dick got hard. And instead of you asking God to get you out of the situation, or using your fucking backbone and getting out of the situation, y'all sit up there and open up your legs or open up your mouth and let the nigga nut inside of you and then come back. Oh, I don't know why I keep going through this. Lord, forgive me for fucking that nigga. Girl, bye. Stop. There has to be some type of accountability there. I don't understand that. And then if I do meet my kingdom spouse and he's sitting up here looking at me, why would he's not even gonna want anything to do with me? Because I'm fucking random niggas. I'm running around with bitches who don't give a fuck about their kids. I'm running around with bitches who disrespect other people's kids, other women, other black women. They don't have shit going for their motherfucking self. They life fucked up. Why would a man of God that has their shit together even want anything to do with a woman that has that around her? So when people talk about waiting and being of good spirit when you wait, and following the commandments and doing what you're supposed to do for God while you wait. That's what it is. And a lot of y'all just don't want to do that. It's so hard. Oh, it's so hard to be celibate. It's so hard to follow God. Yes, there are plenty of sins and stuff that we unknowingly do. That's why you pray and you repent. God, forgive me for the sins that I knowingly and unknowingly commit. But the willful sins are the ones that y'all need to check. Nobody is forcing y'all to come on here and talk shit about other people, but you do it because you get money from it. You do it because it satisfies the flesh. Oh, they said something to me, so I'm going to say something back. I can't possibly let that go because I don't want to be seen as a punk. You already look like a punk. From a distance, everybody looks stupid to me. So you fighting them back, or y'all doing all of what y'all do is not, that's not getting one up on them. That's not getting any type of justice. That's not making anything better. From a distance, it looks like everybody is stupid as fuck, everybody emotional as fuck. And instead of minding the business that pays you and doing what you need to do for God, y'all rather do what y'all want to do because it gets you money. The people that watch you are perpetuating a lot of the fuck shit. So of course, if they don't want no better for your life and you don't want no better for your life, they're not going to promote that you stop. See, people that really actually give a fuck about you will get on your page and say, "No, don't do that. What would Jesus do? Don't, but we're going to let that go. We're not going to do that. We're not going to, don't do that. Don't stoop down to their level." But instead, y'all have a bunch of motherfucking can you get your car down? Instead, y'all have a lot of yes ma'am, mammy ass, yes ma'am ass people around you. So instead of them getting into your comments and saying, maybe you shouldn't do this, don't stoop down to their level, you got a lot of dumbass bitches that'll pay you to stoop down to a negative ass, low vibrational space, and y'all are okay with it because they cash apped you. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Because if they really fucked with you, they would tell you, if you're actually trying to turn this into a legitimate thing, you don't want to scare off advertisers. You don't want to scare off sponsorships. That's why none of y'all sponsored. I wouldn't pay you bitches nothing to sponsor no motherfucking content. Because as soon as you sponsor a content, just because that video was good, the next video talking about somebody's autistic son or some shit. So why would I want my business attached to that? That is why y'all don't get no fucking sponsorships. So it's weird to me. And a low self-esteem ass person that don't have no friends in real life, that's looking for parasocial relationships, will seem to think that, oh, I have a lot of people that love me, I have a lot of people that care about me. No, they don't love you, they don't give a fuck about you. They're bored because they're on break, they're bored because their job is boring, they're bored and miserable, and they want somebody else to be bored and miserable with them. So instead of them telling somebody to not stoop low, don't talk about people kids, don't do this, don't do that, they'll feed into the situation and lie. I've seen people literally get into the chat and comment something and lie. Oh, she talked about your dead baby. Oh, she did this. Oh, she did that. And it's a motherfucking lie. But because people are emotional, they'll run off and take that and start some shit, but not even realizing that the person is feeding you negative ass energy because they're negative and you're gobbling it up like it's peach cobbler. But then these are the same people that run around saying that they're emotionally intelligent. Like, a lot of y'all are closer to 40 than you are 21. Every single one of us are over the age of 30. So I'm not really understanding why, if we're overly old and a lot of y'all titties swags hang down to y'all motherfucking belly button and a lot of y'all have wrinkles on your coochie and your face, why are we resorting back to high school tactics? It's weird. And then people wonder why they lose friendships, they lose family members, they lose friends, they don't have no proper support. If something was to happen to their motherfucking ass and they ended up in the hospital, wouldn't nobody even call them to check on them because it's not real support. These are the same people that have the mindset of, oh, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. No, the fuck that's not. People that love you would not want you to stoop down to somebody else's level talking about their kids, doxing their grandmas and everything else. They would tell you to stop, be better. But instead, it's a bunch of miserable ass, dirty ass, blackfoot, ashy ankle ass bitches that are miserable. So they want you to be miserable right along with them, and all of y'all miserable and in y'all motherfucking houses in a bed that you sleep in by y'all motherfucking self with these fucked up ass soul ties with motherfuckers who are on drugs and everything fucking else. And I see why. You don't want to take accountability for y'all situations. Y'all don't want to be better or none of that. So you get what the fuck you get. It is low class, trash ass, ghetto ass fucking behavior. And it is what it is. And I see why don't nobody have no sponsorships. Why would anybody want to align their brand with any of y'all content when y'all content is talking about people autistic kids? Huh? I'm confused. Why would a business pay you to advertise their brand? And in the next video, y'all are doxing grandmas, talking about people, autistic kids, talking about you hope they babies inside of their womb drop dead and everything else. No. And then have the nerve to say that God don't play about you. I see why a lot of people's lives is fucked up and all their life they've been through heartache and bullshit. Ever since they came into the motherfucking world out their mammy motherfucking pussy, their life has been hard. And some people, I don't believe that, you just got the short end of the stick. I believe that a lot of y'all motherfucking bloodlines is cursed. And so y'all just some raggedy ass motherfuckers from the birth, from the womb. And a lot of y'all motherfucking situations are because of y'all. After the age of 30, most bad things that have happened to you are because of you. Let's really be honest about it. Let's really honestly be honest about it. A lot of the situations that y'all get into with these niggas are because you decided to lean into the flesh and not into God's understanding. God probably showed you a billion red flags, but you decided to ignore him because his dick was good. That's a you problem. Oh, my baby daddy left me, so I found a new nigga, let him nut inside of me, and I got pregnant, and he wasn't shit either. Did you ever think to heal before you got into the next relationship? Did you ever think to stop and close your pussy up and let God send you somebody? That's a you problem. I don't understand. So, with me, that's why I'm careful about who I associate with and who I hang out with because of the mere fact I don't want none of that badass juju and badass motherfucking karma rubbing off on me. That is what it means to be spiritually contaminated. If you're running around with people who are wishing death on children, who are wishing death on people, who are actively trying to get people, fired and put out of their houses and everything else, why would you even want to be associated with people like that? Because if they'll do it to a stranger, no telling what they'll do to you. And then my thing is that whether you want to try to rationalize it and, oh, well, they talked about me first and I'm just retaliating, on what planet would that mean that God is pleased with what you're doing and that he don't play about you? He don't play about none of his kids that are walking in obedience, that are leaning into his understanding and not their own. And y'all wonder why the devil just be attacking me because you're an easy ass target. You're not you're not killing the flesh to live for God. Y'all want to steady be in sin and do shit that y'all want to do because you feel like it. Oh, it was a hard day, so I'm just gonna guzzle a gallon of Hennessy. Oh, my pussy's wet, so I'm just gonna fuck a random person. And then you think that God don't play about you. Um, y'all wonder why the devil don't attack people for no reason. Okay, a lot of times these attacks come because there's a crack or something that you are doing to leave a crack open so that these spirits can even attack you. But if you were walking on the straight and narrow like you were supposed to do, a lot of these attacks would not be a thing. The word says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. The problem is that with that verse, you have to be walking in obedience. It didn't say, touch not my children and leave all my children no harm. No, it didn't say none of that. It said, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Nothing about a lot of y'all is anointed. There's no oil in y'all life. Y'all ain't sacrificed nothing to get no oil. So why would that verse even be talking about y'all? There's no possible way that touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm has anything to do with people who are running around wishing death on kids. That don't even sound like God would even agree with somebody saying touch not my anointed, because an anointed person that has the oil in their life would never be wishing death on kids, would never be being raggedy and then trying to use the excuse of, oh well, it's content, or oh, well, I was just in a bad space, or oh, I don't know. And it's like it's probably like 6 or 7 of y'all that literally aggravate my fucking soul. And that's why I don't talk to them. Like, that's why I don't go to their sectors. That's why I don't fucking socialize with them. That's why if they was to pass me on the street, I would act like I didn't know them fucking people. And then when we start to look at the fruits of the spirit, because you're supposed to be testing the spirit by the spirit, when you start to look at if these people are producing fruit, they don't have no fucking fruit with them. They don't have shit. You could try to act, oh well, I have a car and I have a house and I have this and I have that. That's not fruit. It's what's coming out of your mouth. And if everything that is coming out of your mouth is pure shit, then that means that you are a tree with no fruit. You are a tree that produces shit for fruit. That's why it spews out of your mouth so easily. Because a person that was actually walking in love and trying to love their enemy and love thy neighbor like the Lord loves us, you wouldn't even be talking like that. A lot of y'all have already failed because the word says you're supposed to love your enemy, not talk shit about their kids. So like I said, if you was to drop dead in y'all sleep and the Lord came back, would you go to heaven based off of the actions that you have done today? And I would beg to say that no, a lot of y'all would be shit out of fucking luck. You'd be gone. And I don't want to hear shit about, oh, well, that's not of God to cuss. And it's also not of God to have unforgiveness. It's also not of God to try to get some get back. It's also not of God to talk shit about people's autistic or disabled children. It's not of God to lie on people and try to get them put in jail. It's not of God to gossip about people online. It's not of God to fight your parents. It's not of God to fight your kids. It's not of God to sit up and fornicate and have babies by niggas that are fucking raggedy as fuck. It's also not of God to have all these multiple ass motherfucking baby daddies and shit and nothing to fucking show for it but a bunch of kids. It's not of God to sit up and act like you have everything going for yourself, but the government pays for everything. It's not of God to be a lazy bum. It's not. So if we're really going to be honest about, the word, don't cherry pick the word. You can't possibly be mad. Oh my God, well, that's not of God. You don't have God in you because you cuss, and you don't have God in you because you haven't forgiven people that have hurt your feelings. And how you know you forgiven is if the person came up to you, you would be able to greet them and love on them as if nothing ever happened. I don't see none of y'all having the fruit of the spirit. So there's no possible way that y'all could come out of y'all mouth and say that God don't play about y'all. Because the way that I see it, if God didn't play about y'all, a lot of y'all lives wouldn't be so fucked up. What type of bad karma is that? So I think that there really does need to be an honest conversation about how much is the shit that we go through a part of generational curses, and how much of the shit that we go through is because of us and our disobedience. Like it's just, it's very simple. It's very simple. It's not of God to listen to worldly ass music, twerking and shaking your ass every fucking where. It's not of God to run around, having diseases and giving them to people and not telling them that you have the herpes or whatever the fuck y'all be having. It's not of God to do a lot of things. So we're not going to cherry pick the Bible and sit up and say, oh, well, you're cussing. You don't have God. And if you've gotten angry and there was no reason for you to be angry, that's not of God either. I don't know why people sit up and try to act like, oh, well, if you're a homosexual, you're going to go to hell. Adultery and fornication are part of sins too. So if you fucked a nigga and you're not married to them, that's a sin. Y'all gonna be in the same fucking hell. So I don't understand why y'all cherry pick the word when there's a lot of stuff that all of us do on a daily basis that will send us to hell faster than somebody getting a dick in their ass. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. Unforgiveness Unforgiveness is going to send a lot more people to hell than somebody being gay. Like, I don't understand why people cherry pick the Bible and try to sit up there and act like, oh, well, this sin is, there is no sin that is worse than another. There is no sin above one another. If you lust, you're going to hell. That's a sin. If you covet your neighbor, you're going to hell. That's a sin. If you're a liar, you're going to hell. That's a sin. Yeah. If you fuck the nigga and you're not married, if you suck some dick and you're not married, if you got some money for, if you're a whore, they're going, you fuck the nigga, that's fornication. Like, why are we sitting up here acting like there are certain sins that, oh, well, my sin, I didn't do all that. You have unforgiveness, you're still gonna burn in hell just like somebody who got a dick in their ass. So I'm confused. I'm just very dead ass confused. So when y'all don't see me around and all of that, just know it's that's why. Like, I just don't have time to be fucking around with a lot of y'all sectors and a lot of y'all low vibrational ass people. Life has been amazing. Dallas was amazing. I'm really considering moving. Like, I really enjoy Fort Worth. Fort Worth is really nice. Plano is really nice too. I have my good days. I have way more good days than I have bad days. I have my rough days, but at the end of the day, um if I had to be honest, if I compare October October 23rd of this year to October 23rd of last year, I feel like I'm a drastically different person than I was. And it was because I let go of a lot of low vibrational ass people. If I'm actively seeking God, I need to get away from people who are not of God. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. That's like a person that's trying to get clean and sober. They're not going to go hang around their friends that they used to shoot up dope with. It doesn't make any sense. And as a future LCSW, what do I look like keeping company with these people? When I walk across the stage and I get my bachelor's, I want the people that I'm around and associated with to match my fly. So, what the fuck do I look like being around low vibrational, stupid ass, raggedy ass bitches and niggas that don't have shit going for their motherfucking self, nor have they ever have? And I'm going on with my life, learning another language. I learned how to swim. I know how to float on my back now. So that has been really fun. Like I'm actively experiencing life, and I've been feeling really good. I've had my days, but on a day-to-day basis, I've been really happy, and I didn't need any dick in my mouth to do it. A lot of y'all are too male centered. I've saved money. I've bought a car. I've traveled. I got my passport. I have another trip that I'm saving for. My baby is doing amazing. My classes are going well. I'm passing my classes. Like, life has been good. And I don't want anybody coming into my shit fucking up my momentum or fucking up my peace. And when I see a piece of instability and chaos in somebody's life, I immediately get the fuck from around them. Because what is that going to do for me? They're miserable. They're being knocked in between a washer and dryer. They're overworked and underpaid. They still living in sin. So what conversations are we going to have? If it's not about gossiping on the phone, if it's not about what bitch made them upset, if it's not about, fucking a nigga or twerking or whatever the fuck, what else do you really have with a lot of the people that you communicate with? Let's really break this shit down. If you look at the grand scheme of the conversations that y'all have with people that in your life, what is the real reason to even talk to a lot of people? If it's not about gossiping about motherfuckers on YouTube or talking about, fucking on a nigga or twerking or some other fucking low vibrational ass shit about how a nigga did them wrong or how they're stressed out or depressed, what else do you really have in these conversations? And we're specifically talking about these parasocial relationships that y'all have on YouTube. With the people that y'all have met on YouTube, what other conversational topics do you have other than other motherfuckers on YouTube that they don't like, other than stress going on in their life, other than a bitch that didn't piss them off, and other than a scam or a scheme to try to get views? What else do you have? I know a lot of y'all don't build these relationships to build businesses or to plan to buy a house. I have yet to see a sector or a friend group where everybody has bought a home, everybody has a good job, everybody got matching cars, everybody is falling in love. I ain't seen none of you bitches get married or buy a new car or get your degree or anything that is a milestone in your life. It's just always some low vibrational fucking shit. And I'm just wondering, do y'all not get tired of that? Probably not, because you're a low vibrational fucking being yourself. So misery loves company. When I was sad and upset, I'm a be transparent for a second. When I was miserable, right? And I was dealing with the grief of my son's brain injury, and I was fighting with his dad every day about stupid shit. It was very easy for me to fall into the spiral of cussing out no one's favorite, Alicia. It was very easy for me to, jump on the bandwagon of, people lying on me and trying to set me up. It was very easy for me to crash out, especially when I found out that a lot of y'all lied on me dying, and crash the fuck out and wish death on. It was very easy for me to get into that space because I was miserable. But the funny thing about it is, If you look at people that have successful business, we're not talking about no fucking raggedy ass, dirty ass motherfucking business that ain't going no motherfucking where. We're talking about people that are about to go public on the stock market. We're talking about people that bring in six figures, seven figures a year. They're not associated with none of y'all. Even when you look at people like Sco, he don't associate with a lot of y'all low vibrational ass niggas. Because when you are happy and you're making money and you're doing good things in life, you don't want to be associated with motherfuckers who don't have shit going for themselves. They will become a liability, and liabilities are dangerous. Tell me who you are. Tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. That is the thing. And when we talk about, getting inspiration, and we talk about spiritual contamination, the people that you surround yourself around is who you're going to end up as. If you expect to be a person that's making six, seven figures and having a good job, you want to be married, you want to have a happy relationship, you're not going to be associated with motherfucking homeless bitches who can't keep a man, who don't have their kids, or none of that. It doesn't make sense. You hang around people that have as much as you have, if not more. So if I want to live for God, I'm hanging around people who are living for God the same way that I am, if not more. Period. If I want to learn about stocks, I'm not going to go downtown and hang out with the homeless people. I'm going to go hang around people who live and breathe stocks. If I want to be a nurse, I'm not going to go around and hang around the funeral home department. I'm going to be around people who are nurses or doctors. So it's the same thing. If you want to be a happy person, you have to be around people who promote happiness. But being around people who every single day it's a problem, every single day they need something. If they light bill ain't getting fucked up, their lights got cut off, they baby sick, they baby need this, they need that, they car not working, they nigga is on drugs. That ain't got I don't want none of that low vibrational ass motherfucker shit around me. Everybody got problems. The problem is that a lot of y'all don't want to take accountability to get out them fucked up situations, and y'all keep making excuses for them. I'm not into to helping out bitches who are continuously in these fucked up ass situations and then want to act like they're not. It's not cute to me. It's not cute to not have credit. It's not cute to not have a purpose. It's not cute to not know your worth. It's not cute to not have any of the nine fruits of the spirit. It's not cute to not have self control, not have patience, not have kindness, not have gentleness, not have long suffering. It's not cute to me. It's not cute to just willingly be fucking niggas that you know you're not married to just because your pussy is wet. That's not cute to me. And if it's cute to you, you're a low vibrational bitch and you need to get the fuck away from me. Because, like I said, when I get my bachelor's, I only want people who want better for their lives and for me. I don't want to be around motherfuckers who don't have shit going for themselves. So, that's why I stay my ass away and I stay my ass on TikTok. Because it's way more fun over there anyway. And I'm finna have 2K subs, and my first sponsorship. Oh my gosh. So things are happening, but they're happening because along with faith, I'm doing the work. You can pray to be a better person. You could try to act like y'all repent. Oh, Lord, forgive me for cussing a bitch out and talk about their autistic child. But until you start to do better, those prayers go up and come right back down, back into the toilet because they're not doing shit for you. That's like the man at the pool at the what was it, the lake or the water or something, and he was like, for 38 years I've been waiting for somebody to put me in the water, and God said, get up, pick up your cross and walk. You've been sitting up here praying for 38 years and ain't even tried to stand your ass up. So yeah, I'm not I am perfectly okay with, being in my little bubble. Um and it doesn't mean I hate anybody or any of that. I don't have the energy to go back and forth with people that I don't know. I've never met people. I've never met any of these men. I don't know any of them niggas. Like, I just don't give a fuck. If I'm going to go back and forth, that means that I would have to go back to people's pages and look at their videos and look at the other videos that people made and, do all this. I don't want none of that low vibrational shit in my brain. There's nothing inspiring that y'all give. There's nothing that people can use for edification. All it is death, destruction, and stupidity. And people wonder why they continuously get death, destruction, and stupidity on a daily basis. I mean, how are you supposed to expand your mind when the only thing y'all do is talk about each other and their kids? And then everybody wants to talk about kids and act like their kids can't fall off the monkey bars and get a brain injury or something. Like, shit can change so fast. You'll be on your way to a fucking doctor's appointment and a fucking 18-wheeler just come by and mow you and your kids off the highway. Then it's going to be a GoFundMe and tattooed tears about why God did this. God took my baby. Da, 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 da. Like, a lot of y'all set yourselves up for a lot of fuck shit to happen. You cannot talk about people's kids and do all the rest of this shit and then act like something can't happen to y'all's. It's weird. I don't even understand what like. I could understand because it's miserable. It's miserable people doing miserable things. When I was talking about no one favorites kids and I was roasting Storm and doing all the rest of this fucking shit, it was because I was in a hurt place. They lied on me. They fucking wished death on me. They did all this shit. So I was in my flesh and I felt like I needed to get my get back. Now that I'm in a different space, you clearly see that these people are still miserable. They still live a fucked up life, and going back and forth with them from a distance, we both look stupid. Instead, you say a prayer. I pray for their children. I pray for their homes. I pray for their jobs. I pray for their mind. I hope that they repent and I hope that they find God and do things a better way next year. That's the only thing I do have. But also, it's very easy to go around talking about people's lives and talking about people's stuff because it's projection. Let's be honest, a lot of the shit that y'all say, it's projection. It it comes out so easily and so smooth off the tongue. 9 times, I say 8 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, the shit comes off the tongue so smoothly because they're living that way. I mean, you can't talk about something that you don't have experience on. So when people are roasting and talking this and talking that, it's projecting a lot of times. It's miserable motherfuckers projecting their fucked up ass life, their ran through ass pussy, their dirty ass homes, their fucked up ass goddamn love lives and generational curse having asses. And so it's easy for them to try to act like they're talking about other people, but really they're talking about themselves. You can tell by how they talk. You can tell by the language that they use. They're not talking about nobody. They're talking about them. And they're trying to play it off like they're roasting and gagging and dragging other people. But really, that's how they feel about themselves. Because if you didn't feel like that about yourself and you had love in your heart, and you were inherently a person that loved people, it would be hard to get to that place. But because people are miserable, people don't have no love in their heart, their life is fucked up, it's very easy for them to project what is already in their heart, which is miserability. It is very easy to and I'm speaking from experience. It is easier for me to cuss a motherfucker out let me say it was easier for me to talk shit about other people's lives because my life was fucked up. But if your life's not fucked up and you're actually living in love the way that you're supposed to, a lot of the stuff that we speak out of our mouth wouldn't even come to our brain because we don't live like that. We're not in that mind state. So calling people ugly, talking about their kid doing all this, it's because they feel like they're ugly. They feel like their kids are inadequate. They feel like they could have done better as a parent. They feel like they failed their kids. So instead of them taking accountability for their life, they'll try to project and, oh, you ain't shit as you a piss poor mammy and da 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 blah 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 blah. All of that is projection on subconsciously how they feel about themselves. Prove me wrong. It just is what it is. So, if the stuff is in your heart, that's what you speak. People seem to think that, oh, we just say what we want to say. No, we say what is in our heart, and then it comes out in words. So if you don't like the way that you look, if you don't like your life, if your life is upside down, if your life ain't shit, if you don't have no fruit to the spirit, if you don't have nothing going on for your motherfucking self, then of course everything that you say is going to show that. It is going to show that you don't have shit going on. It's going to show that you're low vibrational. It's going to show that you don't love yourself because people that do love themselves want to make sure that they have integrity about themselves. People that love themselves and people that love the Lord and know their worth wouldn't stoop as low as a lot of y'all do because they know that God didn't make them to speak like that. They are better than that. But if you truly don't believe that you're better than that, that's why it's so easy for it to come out. It's not like it's a once in a blue moon. And I could understand if somebody, just got pushed to the edge and most of the 99% of the time they're nice and they're respectful. And then this one time they got pushed to the edge and they started talking about people kids. But if that's all that you do and you're known for doing that, it shows that there's more of a problem with a lot of y'all and how y'all live and think internally than it does with the other person. I mean, a person that is broke is always talking about other broke people. A person that's ugly, that feels like they're ugly, is always talking about who's ugly. A person that has no value for themselves is always talking about how bitches ain't shit and these bitches are pissed. A person that feels like they're a bad parent is always talking about how somebody else is a bad parent. That shit is projection. I see right through it. Because if you weren't living like that, you wouldn't even be associated with it. It wouldn't even come off. The things that are on the tip of our tongue are things that were already in our heart. So talking about disabled kids, that's because you're just a hateful ass fucking person, or one of your kids got something wrong with them, and so you feel inadequate, or you're the reason why something wrong with your kid, or something happened to one of them or something. And so instead of accepting it and praying for understanding and praying for strength, they rather project. And because their situation's fucked up, they want other people to feel the same misery that they felt. Oh, I lost all my kids, so I'm trying to get your kids taken away so you can feel the same pain that I do. Oh, I don't have no man, so I'm trying to have you and your husband fight so that you don't have no man just like me. Oh, I don't have no job, so I'm going to call your job and try to get you fired because I want you poor and unemployed just like me. Oh, I don't qualify for Section 8 or food stamps or whatever else, so I'm going to try to get you kicked off because you don't deserve it. You deserve to be poor just like I. Like, it's weird projection. It's weird. It's weird. It's very weird. Oh, I don't have a degree and I'm a stupid ass cunt that doesn't know how to enunciate my words. So I'm going to try to get you kicked out of school. Like, it's weird. But I always say people that have shit going on a day-to-day basis do not physically have the time to be online arguing all day. I have 3 classes. I take swimming Mondays and Wednesdays. I have African American literature and psychology 202. Between homework, being a mommy, and being in prayer and having a personal relationship with God, I don't have the time to sit on the phone and make false reports to the motherfucking Department of Human Services. I don't. But motherfuckers that don't have a job, they don't take care of their motherfucking kids, they don't have shit going on for their motherfucking self. They have the time to sit up and screen record and call the DA, call this and call the man, call this. They have that time because they don't have shit going on in their motherfucking life. They're not in school. They don't work. They're not a productive tax-paying citizen. All they have is time and energy. I mean, like, honestly, like, we really just have to dissect the shit. If you woke up and had a job, a job, and you worked from 8 to 5 p.m., you wouldn't have the time to be online arguing with motherfuckers. You'd be at work. And then afterwards, you would be getting your kids ready for bed. You would be doing homework for them. You would be cooking dinner. So by the time you cook dinner, you help them with their homework, you help them take a bath, say their prayers, and put them in the bed. It's what, 9 o'clock at night? How do you have the time to be a miserable bitch? But motherfuckers that miserable niggas and miserable bitches that are miserable literally don't have other shit going on in their life. So they have the opportunity to ruminate and be it takes energy to be a miserable motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you that now. If you work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and you take care of your kids and you cook dinner and you have a loving husband, where do you have the time to be a miserable motherfucker? Where? If you're getting good dick, if your kids are doing well, if your job is going well, where do you even have the capacity in a day to be miserable and talk shit about other people's kids and other people's lifestyles and what they're doing and what they're not doing and all of this and all of that? So I really do dissect a lot of that stuff, and it's not necessarily the people, it's that spirit attached to them. They think that they're better than people. But it's not even that they think that they're better. They just don't want to sit in their shit. So they rather see someone else get knocked down a couple of pegs than to be honest and realize that they're in a fucked up predicament, that they need to do better to fix their motherfucking life. But instead of them fixing their life, they rather fuck up other people's life and bring them down to their fucked up reality. These are the same type of people that have thoughts of doing shit. Or I'm gonna start this bit. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that, and they don't do a motherfucking thing. They don't have shit to show for it. If you were turning your dreams into a reality, you would not physically have the time to be so miserable because you would be praying to God to help your dreams become reality. And with that, you don't have the time to be using brain cells talking about other people. If your pussy good, if you have family that loves you, if you have a roof over your head, if your kids are healthy and they're fine, if you have a job, if you have a car, if you have edges, and you love the Lord, what is there to complain about? Like I literally can't imagine. And that's why spiritual contamination is so bad, because you'll be around people like that and it'll have you feeling fucked up. You can't possibly tell them anything good that's going on in your life because they don't have nothing good going on in theirs. So these are the same types of people that you can't even share good things that are happening in your life, because it'll turn around and be a, oh well, they'll end up hating you. They'll end up fucking, being mad at you because you got shit going on in your life. You'll notice it by how they say shit. You'll tell them, "Oh, I'm about to graduate," or "Oh, I'm going to Disneyland," or "Oh, I'm doing this," and they'll be like, "Oh, okay, that's good." Oh, okay. Like, no, no. A person that is miserable, that is steadily in a fucked up mindset, cannot possibly be happy for other people. And people like that are dangerous. If a person can't even be happy with their own life, how are they supposed to be happy for you? And I don't understand having a friendship or an acquaintance or anybody where if you tell them anything good that's happening in your life, they don't have anything good going on in theirs. So they're going to end up hating you. They're going to end up feeling like, well, why is God blessing you and my life is so fucked up? And da da da. Those types of people are dangerous to be around. And when good shit is happening to you, you don't necessarily want to hear about somebody's life always falling apart and it's falling apart the same way it was 5 years ago. Their life always falling apart. Don't nothing never good happen. Or if it does, they don't bask in that. They don't talk about that. They only talk about the bad shit. So either way, it ends up not being a conducive relationship for either party. I can't tell them about good things that are happening in my life because they got their life is so fucked up. They don't pour into you in a positive way that encourages you or uplifts you. Instead, it's always about what somebody did to them or why they're upset or why they're irritated or what bad shit didn't happen that day. Don't nobody want to be around miserable motherfuckers like that. That shit will rub off on you. But then let them tell it in the next breath they're so blessed and highly favored. It's crazy. You can't be miserable and blessed and highly favored at the same. Like it just doesn't happen. It's fake. It's fake. And I understand, faking it to make it, oh well I'm just gonna say that life is going good because I don't want people to know how fucked up my life really is. I understand that. But at the end of the day, people can see right through it based off of the language and the content. Because if your life was happy, you would be speaking life over other people. If you were being encouraged, you would be encouraging other people. But because they're being torn down, it makes them feel a little bit stronger and a little bit better to tear other people down because they want that person to feel how they feel, which is torn down, out of control, unstable, because their life is up and down and they don't know if they're coming or going and all. They want other people to feel that same way. That's miserable. So you just got to make a decision. Do you want to be around them people or not? Because at some point, you listening to all of that, it's gonna weigh on you. I don't like to be around people that are miserable. I don't like unhappy people. I don't like miserable ass motherfucking people. I don't like people who don't take accountability for the fucked up shit that's going on in their fucked up ass life. I don't I don't fuck with people who play around with God. I just don't fuck with people who are miserable. I'm not a miserable person. I'm actually a happy, upbeat person. I've always have been. So now that my life has taken a drastic 360, I can't even say 360 degrees because it didn't go in a circle right back to where I'm started. It's literally a complete 180. And I refuse to open up old relationships or open up old doors that I closed with exes and other people or whatever in my past to appease people because a lot of it is monitoring spirits. They're checking up on you because they want to see what's going on in your life right now. Life's good, pussy good, life's great. Pussy's still tight, life's great. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave that there. Um, I don't know what's going on with a lot of these niggas. Um, y'all claim that y'all don't like the beef, but then a lot of y'all just be in the beef. So I'm convinced that y'all like the beef. And I'm looking at it like, okay, a lot of Mostly everybody has been beefing with the same type of people for over 2 years, and nobody has anything to show for it. So something's got to change. Okay. Something's got to do better. Like, are we really going to go into 2026 doing the same fucking thing that we were doing in 2022, 23, 24? And based off of the content that a lot of y'all do, would your content get you into heaven? No.
Sean going crazy. Sean going crazy. Sean going crazy.
Hey, yeah, we been up. I, I, yeah, we been up. Like the opposite of hell. I got the mommy and celery tail. Selling up from crash, yeah, they can reach there. You can't beat the progress, you can't say where. We been up. Like the opposite of hell. I got the mommy and selling retail. My selling up from grass, yeah, they can reach there. You can't beat the progress, you can't see where. Can't see where, man. You need to get sunglasses on the journey with the bro. Get on it and get the packet. You ain't pay me for my feature. They got he forgets to lacking on my present going up and up like the egg. And they know that I can rap when I sing it, they get ghetto. Ever since a kid, I've been walking with my guys everywhere I go. It's Pico. I do it off of family like Dominic Toretto. Hold up. I said, I can walk in with my dogs everywhere I go. It's Petco. Do it off of family like, man. You know, like that opposite here. I got the mommy in the selling retail. My soul in the for grass, headed for resale. You can't beat the progress, you can't see where we know. Like the opposite here. I got the mommy in the selling retail. My soul in the for grass, headed for resale. You can't beat the progress, you can't see where. I've been like that show. I put it on top of like big hell, I so pro. Even hit many, but my hit my head so many scores. Yeah, they said 21, but when I do it, might go boom. Hey, five star gas, please room. Hey, I'ma see the devil with the broom. How the brother slinking, yeah, I like me to go home. Putting Satan in his tune, spreading butter to my crew.
Hey, putting Satan in his tools, putting butter in my crew. I'm weak.
Best father, a lot of face all in this game like a glow child. Out here with so much knowledge, you looking like every part. Like that opposite of hell.
Damn.
In a selling retail, I feeling up for grass, headed for resale. You can't beat the progress, you can't see where we been up. Like the opposite of hell. I got the mommy in the selling retail.
Hey.
Grass, headed for resale. You can't beat the progress, you can't see where.
I told him, get back, don't touch me, I got it. Deep in the woods, I'm ducked off in a cottage. I'd rather keep it in house like it's grounded. I'm letting loose if I'm ever surrounded. I sacrifice just to show that I'm solid. If God in control, then why he allow it? Pressure make damage, you know how we rockin'. Characters, how you act when it's chaotic. I know the difference from molehills and mountains. You counted me out cause you not good at counting. Don't handle the money cause you bad with numbers. You not good with math, so your grace steady falling. I don't want trouble.
All right, y'all. Last song.
We be too fascinated with money, chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get it. You can have it, but what about spirit? This whole country but godless with systems to go against everything that is proficient. People suffer from lack of the wisdom. I'm shining my light to all colors like prisms. No excuse to remain in your ignorance. Why the foolish became a decision. Generation of my will of precision. Through the most high, his kingdom is building. I'm approaching this thing like a mission. See, this Bible is more than religion. They don't see there's a point that they missing. So they perish for lack of division. Won't interfere, but this song that I'm singing, gonna be coming earning for my children. I'ma jump the hurdles, ain't no tripping. Ain't no way your life could be different. Ain't no wearing girdles when we live in. Get it, waist girdles, keep the lyrics. Listen, the next person is a mission. So leave an inheritance when you finish. We be too fascinated with money. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get it. We be too fascinated with money. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get it. You can have it, but what about spirit? I said it, I ain't taking love back. Either fearing them or you hearing them. In the heaven, that's where I get love at. Ain't no variance with superiors. Keep your debits, I do not need none of that. Ain't no villain that's interfering this. With the credits, yeah, I done got plugs that be experienced with experience. Trust the Tommy and B&B funding. Them boys can get it right if you serious. See, I obviously chasing the numbers while we stir the web, no Miriam. See, they doing it for the wrong seasons, but it's like vanity, how they mirror it. And they doing it for the wrong reasons. If the spirit ain't in it, you missing the. We be too fascinated with money. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get it. We be too fascinated with money. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get it. You can have it, but what about spirit? I said we be too fascinated with money. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get it. We be too fascinated with money. Chasing dollars but don't have the credit. Get some knowledge and learn how to get it. You can have it, but what about spirit? We be too fascinated with money. Sean going crazy. Sean going crazy. Somebody else. Yeah, let's do it. Fam. They gotta figure it. Yeah. Ever since I found out Jesus saves, all my emotions had to die. So stuck all in the world, I swore my soul was filled with pride. It's like Tony Hawk, I got no choice but stay all on my grind. I'm like Lucifer, cause all he try to do is just divide. Yeah, calling out to Yahweh, I'm not perfect, I'm gonna make a mistake. But every time I fail, it's Father God that got me off my face. The Bible said when pride comes, the next thing that comes is disgrace. So I depend on God to tell my dues to help me win this race. I don't know why I put all my trust in them people that switch. But the Bible says show all my enemies love, so I can show them love. But I promise that's it. Validation, I don't even need it. As long as I'm staying with Jesus, I know I'm legit. Don't know too many people that's gonna spread the word and make a hit. This devil schemes, I kill him softly. He can't boss me, roll my dice like this Monopoly. I had a friend say God ain't real. I told that boy that's when you lost. That Holy Spirit got my mind, so check how every beat I walk. And he renewed my vision, I see telescopic. Yeah, got about the